What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Third and Longhorn, and we are going to preview the number 7 Texas Longhorns against the UTEP Miners, the University of Texas El Paso. My name's Nick Shuley. I am joined by Jeremy Hills, Fozzy Whittaker, Rob Babers, Derrick Johnson, and Mark Higgins. And we are going to take you guys through a little breakdown of the game. But before we get going, don't forget to like and subscribe. We appreciate y'all. Our subscribers have gone up like crazy. Keep it up. Please keep sharing with your friends. We appreciate that. And the season records of both of these teams are 1-1. The Horns are 6-0 all time against the Miners, and the last meeting was a 59-3 win for Texas in 2020. The weather forecast for that game right now is 90 degrees and sunny, so it's gonna be a scorcher. It's at 3:15, I believe.
Yes, sir.
And we actually have someone who knows pretty much everything about this game with us because Fozzy Whittaker will be on the call for the game. Let's give it up.
Boy.
That's big time.
Moving up. I thought you were going to say Fozzy was the original UTEP Miner. But, yeah, that makes sense.
Fozzy was in all 6 of the games. So this is the first one he hasn't participated in, right?
Still participating.
Yeah. UTEP is a long shot to win their conference at 14-1 odds in Conference USA. And for those of you who will be down at the game, you'll see some of us down on Bevo Boulevard with KXAN and KBVO doing the pregame. We got to do it last week. It was a fun time.
Oh, we had a good time.
Yeah, man, it was good. It was cool to see everybody, talk to everybody. We talked to a lot of the parents too, a bunch of the players' parents. So it was cool. So the opening line for this one are the Horns at favored by 41.5 with an over/under of 51.5. So people are expecting us to kind of beat the doors off of them. But let's get into it. Give me your quick thoughts, and I say quick thoughts, on the San Jose State game. I'm going to start with DJ. Just
appreciate it.
Start so I can cut Hills off.
Why you start way down there?
Yeah. You know why.
Man, you know what? I think everyone, just our standard is super high. And sometimes better, we're not happy with better, but we got better this past week, being able to get a win in the winning column. And honestly, the game was about to get out of hand even more. I mean, it was 12 minutes to go in the first half or the second quarter, and it was 28-0. So that's the time that you know that, hey, it's going to be a 50-60 type of win to 0 win, but it didn't go that way. We're still working. Arch ceiling is crazy high, so our expectations are crazy high. He has a lot of ingredients to be really, really good, and right now we have to, him and Sark has to compartmentalize all that goodness that he has. He has the legs, he has the arms, he has the vision. He can do it all, but you gotta organize it, right? And you could tell on that one interception, it was like, man, do I make this guy miss? I really can get it in there. He didn't. He was caught in between, and he just threw it up type of thing. But we're working with good stuff. Defensively, killed it again. That's going to be our staple going forward, and it's going to help Sark and Arch get this offense going. There's a pace to development, right? You can't just say, man, they get paid this, or they're really good and they should do this. There's a pace to development, and experience is the best learning teacher.
Yeah, and I think we're seeing that all around college football, what you're saying, right? Like a lot of the people that are preseason favorites to be this, that, they're taking their time to ease into the season. And so I think
you can now. You can now. Of course, you don't want to lose. You want to keep winning, but you can now with that playoff system. Back in the day, man, you lose 1 or 2 games, for God, it's over.
Well, and it's weird too, because now it's almost like this part of the schedule for a lot of teams is the preseason. Then they get into conference, and then you're prepping for the playoffs.
Yeah.
So it's Rob, what were your thoughts on the game?
I like the development of Arch. I thought Arch improved his play, showed off some of his, I call them X-Men qualities, just the things that he does really well, right? I think his deep ball is still really good. Guys, he's completing 50% of his deep balls on the season.
That's-
In both of those games.
That's crazy.
That is crazy to think about. So we all knew that would be an asset. It is. His scrambling ability, he had that 20-yard scrambling touchdown. He showed some of the scramble drill that we talked about, right? His ability they called back that Parker Livingstone scramble drill play, but that was good. He had one to Wingo. I think he had one to Winston, Winston a little bit later on. Yeah. A little bit later on, and which was really nice. And I think he's really good in straight drop back situations. I think they should do some more of the straight drop back, just butt naked drop backs, no RPOs, no play action pass. He's really good.
Cleared up for him. Yeah.
But so I liked what I saw from him. He did make the mistake, but if he's kind of the microcosm for this team, right? If this is where they start and they get better every week, then they'll be fine. There's nothing to worry about. But they really can't afford regression, right? There are some things this team has got to deal with, right? That third down is bad.
Yeah.
One of the worst teams in the country.
Yeah.
In third down offense right now. Red zone offense, I like the 14 personnel package. That was kind of sexy.
Yeah. Putting
Nick Towns in the backfield. Give Sark some credit for that one. So he's still working through the red zone issues, but they got to improve there. And the penalties. This team, I'm not going to call them undisciplined because that is kind of describing a character flaw. And I don't think it's a character flaw, but they're sloppy. And sloppy to me, that's you can be sloppy in any situation, right? It's just not being focused, being distracted. They're sloppy, man. They had 12 penalties, and they were critical penalties too.
Yeah.
Just like the last game.
Exactly.
The timing.
That affects your third down, right? That's that's the reason why you're in third and long. They averaged 3rd and 9 yards to gain in that game versus San Jose State. Yeah. So I like the offense. By the way, 12 personnel was really, really good. I mean, all their explosive plays came out of 12 personnel. The 83-yarder to Parker Livingstone came out of 12. The 42-yarder for him came out of 12 personnel. The 33-yarder to Winston. The 23-yarder early on to Washington. Like all those big plays came out of 12 personnel. So I'll give Sark credit there. They look really good in 12 personnel. But they got to figure out a way to be a little bit more buttoned up. And that's why they got to get better every week. So if we don't see them improve on the penalties, that's something to be concerned about, along with the third down offense, along with red zone offense as well.
Yeah, and I think that's like, look, we were all so focused on the penalties after the first game, and we come out, great play call. I love the start, the little pitch to DeAndre around. And then penalty on the first play with Parker had a hold, and so you at that moment I was like, oh no, don't do that. And then a lot of it was the timing of the penalties, a bad special teams penalty, like those kind of things. Like those can flip games when you're not playing San Jose State, but that's also why you play these games. So, what are your thoughts?
Get it all ironed out. And to hit on what Rod said and DJ as well, the interception actually. Arch made a bad decision, but he should not have been put in that decision because the running back actually missed his blitz pickup.
Okay.
That's supposed to be C.J. Baxter's guy that forced Arch to make that throw. Arch tries to throw it. He gets hit while he's throwing it, which affected where the pass ended up.
Man, the running back defending the quarterback. I like that.
I got to watch ball, right? And if he's protected, which Arch thought he was, there was no reason for him to feel like he was going to feel pressure because he's supposed to be picked up. You get that fixed, you probably don't have the interception, then maybe you have another red zone score, to be honest.
Right.
And those are some of the critical mental mistakes that this team has to continue to get better at and make sure it doesn't happen. I'm still happy to see C.J. Baxter out there, man. I thought he did really well, continuing to find his stride, his rhythm, breaking tackles, help the offense stay on schedule, because that's the critical aspect of it. Even more on the statistical analysis over the past 2 games, you look at third down, Texas is 56% whenever they're converting third downs between 1 and 4 yards. You go 5 yards and further, which is where we average right now, Texas is 1 in 14. That's a 7% conversion rate.
Yeah, that's a great
third down.
By the way, yeah.
So you got to be able to get in those short yardage situations so that you have your playbook open and at your disposal, and Sark can do what he does very well. 4th down was awesome, 2 for 2. That's what you want to see. Whenever you're gambling, let's go get it. Eliminate the turnover. Jared Gibson can't fumble either, right?
Yep.
He was defense
too.
Defense forced the takeaways. That's what we wanted to see, and I thought overall, learning experience, but to DJ's point, this team did get better.
Hills.
Yeah.
No, why? Nick, look, Nick, why you like?
Why you laugh?
No reason, man.
Why did you start laughing?
It's ready, man.
Well, why did you laugh?
I'm gonna start my stopwatch.
Oh, okay.
Nick's like, you can't say much because everybody else is saying
No,
anything.
no.
That's why Nick.
I know. That's Nick did me dirty. No, to Fozzy's point, as I'm listening to all y'all, like I love hearing like this breakdown because I'm like, oh, that's true. Just, dropping jewels right there. But to DJ's point, we got better. We really did get better, right? To Rod's point, penalties and you can't stay on the field on third down. That can lose games against really good teams.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And to Fozzy's point, when you got a quarterback that you want to see that progression in and you want him to get that experience in, he has to be able to trust that my guys are going to do their job so that I can do mine. So CJ's been playing damn good ball, but everybody can't have they won. Everybody can't just raise their hand and say, I just messed up that one time.
there you go.
Otherwise you look up and as a team, you got 15 different plays where everybody just had they won. Right. So like it has to be that important to you. We got to pick him up. We have to pick him up because there's a chance that if we don't, it turns into a turnover. There's a chance, right? Not saying every time you miss a block, it's a turnover, but there's a chance. So like it has to be that important to you where it's like, you gotta have it. Almost desperation. I have to have that block. Same way I gotta get the pill and make something work, get jiggy. It gotta be as important to pick up the block.
Yeah.
Just has to be.
Yeah.
Right? That keeps special players off the field actually. You know what I mean? Not saying that's gonna happen to him, but that kid, he gonna figure it out. But that keeps special players off the field.
Yeah.
Another thing that was said was like early season football and kind of how the season is progressing now, how we got like the preseason, then you get into I think right now, I know y'all didn't ask, Oregon's playing the best football in the country right now.
Here we go. Here comes.
He's got a
It's
crush.
New Michigan.
He's got a crush. He's got a team that he's crushing on. He's crushing on
Let me
Oregon.
tell you, they ain't played nobody impressive yet. They just put a molly-whopping on old Oklahoma State. I never get tired of seeing them lose. But they just put a molly-whopping at old man, listen, when you going in the half and you down by 40 and your head coach saying, yeah, we just got to block better and tackle. I'm like, oh, is that what it is? But yeah, that felt good. They boys threw 2 back-to-back pick sixes. I've never seen it.
Ooh.
I've never seen that before in my life. They threw a pick six, got the ball back, and on first down threw a pick six. It's like, oh, he bet on the game.
But
Lastly, and super important, man, if we don't fumble at the end of the game, we cover the spread.
Man.
that's what you're worried about.
Important, bro.
Yeah.
Anyway, but
Hey.
I think you touched on something though. Like and Derrick said it too. Our expectations are very high for this team, but you start to look around at what's happening in the college football landscape, and Florida struggled and they lost.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Clemson struggled and they managed to pull it out. Georgia didn't look great, right? Like that, against Austin Peay. So this is a good problem to have when you're sitting there picking apart a 38-7 win. And I sadly spend a lot of time in our comments, which, by the way, drop your score predictions for this game in the comments. But so I hear what they're saying. And so I did a little deep dive on it, and people were complaining about, the offense versus the defense, et cetera. And our offense has 7 of the 11 guys are sophomores and younger on the offense of the starters. On defense, 8 of 11 are juniors or above, right? So you start to see why the defense is more of a finished product right now than the offense, because that you've got younger guys and you've got a nucleus on that defense that have played together. Look, we can sit here and make all the excuses or explanations we want, but it's going to take time. And I think Aaron Williams talked about that a little bit too, about finding out who the leaders are, right? And when you have that young a team on offense and you have a quarterback who's trying to get his footing on him, Arch is a great leader, but when you're not feeling incredible about how you're playing, et cetera, it's going to take away from your leadership capabilities, I think. And so I think that it's going to be a work in progress, but I still feel good when you can score 28 points and a half and we're tearing apart the performance, and half those were in like a minute span. I'm kidding, but like it felt like it. But anyway, so it's not all sunshine pumping, obviously, but I do think there's a lot of good coming from that. Well, speaking of that, let's get to the offensive side of the ball. Texas offense against the UTEP defense. Sark talked about it today. This is an aggressive UTEP defense. They have 10 sacks already to date on the year. Fozzy knows all these statistics by heart because he's done his homework. But the Texas offense is averaging 404 yards a game, 22.5 points a game, 243.5 passing yards a game, and 160.5 rushing yards a game. and it looks pretty decent on paper so far. The UTEP defense is allowing 365 yards a game, 22.5 points a game, 264 yards passing a game, and 101 yards rushing a game. So give me you guys' thoughts on what you're expecting to see. Fozzy, I'll start with you since you're probably the encyclopedia on this thing.
I will say the first thing that I want to see happen against this UTEP defense is, number one, the chemistry between Arch Manning and Ryan Wingo. I'm not quite sure what's going on. Obviously, drops have also been an issue with where Ryan Wingo's effectiveness in the game can be. And whether it's inaccurate throws, whether it's drops, whether it's, route, he didn't get open one-on-one on the deep post, like whatever the case may be, their connection is not as solid as I anticipated. So I want this game to be that opportunity for them to say, hey, we had 2 weeks on the field to iron out some of the nuances of how our relationship is, as you being the number one go-to target and me being the quarterback that's going to deliver the ball to the number one target. I want to see that continue to grow. Going to have a great opportunity, because what UTEP likes to do defensively, you talked about the aggressiveness, is they like to run cover 1 and they like to run cover 3. Now, cover 3 has given this offense some fits with Ohio State.
Before you keep going, explain that for the people at home.
Yeah, so cover one is man-to-man with one high safety. So everybody across the board, slot, as well as the outside corners, linebackers on the running back, linebacker on tight end, corner on the wide receivers, and then you're going to have one safety free over top. Parker Livingston got a touchdown against Ohio State. The first touchdown, that was a cover 1 look by Ohio State. So it's the same type of coverage where you're going to have man-to-man, kind of bump and run, be physical. That's where your athletes got to show up and make a play. Mm-hmm. Same way in cover 3, you're going to have one-on-one opportunities, because Steve Sarkisian's going to dial up those plays where that middle field safety is going to have to choose. Yep. Is he going to go to the right, or is he going to go to the left? Mm-hmm. Whichever one he chooses, he's going to be wrong, and that's going to leave one-on-one opportunity with the corner. Even though it's cover 3, it's still mano-a-mano, man-on-man. So I want to see Ryan Wingo win more of those opportunities, because they will be given to him this week against this UTEP defense. I want to say the completion percentage to Ryan Wingo whenever he's targeted is 38%. And to give you another idea of what that looks like for Parker Livingston, it's 67% whenever he's targeted. So just that has to increase if they want to continue to go where they want to go to. I thought run game still did well, but I'm interested to see the continued progression and the relationship that those two guys can continue to feed off of.
Sark should make them force them to be roommates.
Yeah, well, him and Parker roommates, and we see how that's going. So, but they got to add a third.
The roommate thing on choice, right?
I'm not gonna lie to you. If I'm Parker, I'm like,
no, we good.
I'm saying, why can't we be 3? We have 3 roommates. Yeah.
They got NIL.
He got to be just.
They got NIL.
I'm sorry. I'm like, nah, hell no. I want all 3 of y'all together. DJ Jack, you just gonna be like, I'm coming in too.
Andre Moore, get over there.
Whole receiving core gonna be living with Arch.
No question.
Arch's like, I just want to live alone, man. Yeah, it's working.
Parker gonna hear this episode and be like, oh.
Blasphemy.
He's like, you need to shut that down. Yeah, and Fozzy touched on something that I do think we all learned. It is Parker Livingston.
That's right.
No, Livingston.
Get it right.
For everyone out there.
Hey, when he make plays like that, you better get it right.
We had 6 catches, 175 yards, and 3 touchdowns in 2 games.
Also, just named SEC Freshman of the Week.
Yeah, nice. Not to cough at.
They've been calling them Gringo Lightning out there. That's what they call him. I saw that.
I'm not going
to Gringo.
I just threw it.
That might stick. That might stick. That's a good.
That's sticking on this show.
Man, also, by the way, Higgs and I did have something that we discovered during the game. How has Wingstop not sponsored Wingo?
Ooh.
Like, how has that not happened?
Oh, dang.
How's Wingstop not
we got to get him a few more catches. He
on the side. Sponsor the show, too.
Might be on the side.
And Third and Longhorn sponsored by.
We solved a lot of problems that day, but yeah, we can't talk about all of them. Anyway.
Yeah, but man, when you talk about the offense, we'll be on point. We'll be even better this week. These next 3 games, or I should say, 2 games, 3 game stretch. It's kind of a preseason deal, not to not to belittle any team, but this is a type of stretch where in preseason, usually your mindset is it's never as good as you think it is. It's never as bad. You just got to keep getting better. So take the good with the good. And just like you said, there's some mishaps that we're doing that really that really are derailing us from being able to be in third and manageable. So that's why that number's off, and we're not good on third down because of the penalties, because of certain mishaps that we're having. But Rod said it earlier with the X factor in Arch. Man, Arch legs, I'm telling you, it is being a defensive person, it's a killer because you can do everything right, and then he turns around. The defensive line can't touch him just because he's that athletic or whatnot. But being able not just to run, but to actually get outside the pocket and be able to extend plays, and then other people are going to come open. And Wingo, we're waiting for that to happen. That's going to be a great connection. Livingston is doing awesome. He's a little faster than you think. He's a little bigger than you think. He's a little more athletic.
Why do you think he's slow, man?
Like
why? I don't get it.
Fastest receiver this year. Fastest receiver according to stats.
Wow.
This year.
And I know.
Now Ryan Wingo ran 21.02 miles per hour. Yeah. This year, his average overall is about 20.7. And then give it span. But Parker Livingston went 21.3.
Scoot a little. Race off.
There you go. Hey, I like it.
I ain't gonna lie, that boy was scooting, man. he was moving.
Even Art said he's fast for a white guy. Yeah. He said Art
did say that.
He did. Art said that.
He ran track. He ran track at Lovejoy and ran 10.5. But he ran 10.5 at Lovejoy.
Yeah, he's fast. Period.
Like he can run.
Yeah,
it ain't.
I didn't know.
Say that one more time about the D lineman trying to catch Arch, because there was a D lineman on third and Longhorn that talked about Arch not being a runner, and then all of a sudden Arch
what's
went.
the D lineman name?
What's that D
lineman name?
Who's the D lineman? Who's the D lineman on third and Longhorn?
Alex.
The guy that usually sits over there and wears the short.
Alex,
I hope
ain't no better than that.
I would have called it.
He can't defend himself right now, so I ain't gonna talk.
We attack people who don't
shut up.
Defensive line hate guys like Arch because it is hard to corral him and keep him in the pocket. You want guys like that not to extend the plays. Like when you got these guys that can run around, you want to keep them in the well so they can be a real pocket passer, which he can. But you want to keep him in that well because he gets to running, and now the DBs have to make a choice. Hey, do I plaster? Do I go get is the quarterback about to run a first down? What's going to happen? So then you got to make a decision, and whatever decision you make, you come up, boom, I can still throw across my body, and Arch has all those tools. That's why it's the era from Arch ceiling is so tall. That's why he can, what's the word I'm trying to use? His room of error is big too. Does that make sense? You know what I mean? Just because he can do so much. And, that's a good problem to have, but I believe in Orange.
That's why I like him in more straight drop back situations, because you basically have to defend 3 plays in one.
Yeah.
And he drops back, and let's say you do defend the initial play, and you got it well defended on the back end. Well, he decides, all right, I'm going to extend the play. I'm going to scramble to throw, which he did a couple of times really well in that San Jose State game. But then, like you said, when the guys decide to plaster and he's got green grass, he's going to take it and run. That's 3 plays in one you got to defend, guys. That is really tough for any defense. Remember how Texas defense got worn out trying to chase around Sam Levitt in that game versus Arizona State?
Yeah.
He can have the same type of effect on a defense to wear them out. So I love that. I'm glad that he's using that as a weapon. One other thing to add to what Fozzy said, because I agree about the Ryan Wingo thing. It's really interesting because most people would have predicted he'd be the #1 wide receiver. And I think Sark treats him like that in terms of scheming things up for him. But it's not working out. I do think Ohio State, I know because I heard Caleb Downs talking about it, they wanted to take him away on several downs. Yeah. They actually doubled him and DeAndre Moore and basically gave Parker Livingstone favorable matchups like, hey, man, you're going to get the one-on-one. We're going to double some of the other guys. Yeah. I think that's part of it. But also, I think the chemistry of Parker Livingstone and Arch Manning has been highly underrated. But I've been looking at, and I'm a DB here, so just bear with me for like 2 minutes. I've been looking at a cheat code that I think Sark needs to use more of. And it's any type of stack receivers, snug receivers, tight twins, closely clustered groups of receivers, bunch.
Yeah.
All right? I've been tracking it in the first 2 games. And when Arch targets a bunch formation, stack, twins, anything like that, right? Snug formation, even condensed sets where receivers are really close together. He's completing nearly 70% of his passes. 30%, actually plus 30% explosive play rate, over a 40% first down touchdown rate. When he's and think about it. Think about it. Parker Livingstone, his 83-yarder.
Yeah.
Bunch formation.
Jack
Think about the Jack Henrys.
Yeah.
Right? The third
Multiple,
right? The 36-yard wide delay, it's a condensed set. The 16-yard touchdown to him, it was out of empty formation. Go look at him and Parker Livingstone. They're staggered. They're stacked. They're in the stack formation. See, even your
phone knows.
Everything's about
phone knows.
but no, Parker Livingstone's first touchdown the only touchdown against Ohio State. He's in a bunch.
Yeah.
He's in a bunch.
What about that is? Okay.
Well,
I like
the
that.
DBs have to respect the bunch. First of all, I don't want to get picked. So I got to play levels, right? We got to play levels. That's what make me less aggressive. I got to back up off of it just so I have a better view of it. And I have to let the routes determine. I have to let the routes
Even if you call a man-to-man deal, if they come out, you got to back up.
You still gotta back up. You can put one man on point like they did with Parker Livingstone, Ohio State, and he jammed it all the way through, and that was actually a pretty damn good coverage.
Yeah.
But ultimately, the other DBs have to wait to the routes ultimately, determine where the routes are going, because that's going to determine my responsibility.
Yeah.
You can play it in and out. You can play it high-low. We can play it. There's different ways you can zone it up or you can man it up. But either way, it's going to give that receiver a free release. And when he gets a free release, that's what you want, because then you can all start working the switch releases and you can start working the switch routes.
Great point.
And then the DBs have to be able to communicate, which causes miscommunication.
Yeah.
And that's all you need to make a big play happen.
And I'm thinking, I don't know why, when you brought up Sam Levitt, what a bad day to be an Arizona State fan.
Oh,
That was terrible. They go on a 9-minute drive, get down to the 1-yard line, get forced to take a field goal instead of the touchdown. And then in 1 minute, let them go down the field and in cover zero, give up
Former Texas receiver.
What a way to lose a football game.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, to DJ's point
Not
earlier,
anybody.
to DJ's point earlier, I'd much rather be taking my growing pains with a W in my pocket up 30-plus points. You know what I mean?
And there's no disrespect in what you said. I mean, we're favored by 41.5 in the game, right? Like we know what's expected. So, but some key players to watch: Micah Davey leads the team in tackles. He has 22 tackles and a sack. Joshua Rudolph has 16 tackles and a half sack. Assad Hall, 2 sacks, 5 tackles. And Udoka Ezeani,
the linebacker.
There we go.
2 sacks, 13 tackles. So
Say that 3 times.
Micah Davey, I want to hit on him. I got to call a game of his last year whenever he was on his previous team. I love him.
Mm-hmm.
He got an unbelievable motor. Like, he's a sideline to sideline guy. He's playing for UTEP, so you got to take that with a grain of salt. But I like the way
Y'all are
he
tough,
plays.
man.
What I'm saying is he doesn't get a lot of recognition. So nobody knows about him because he's playing for a smaller school.
Okay.
And if people saw him in more, we'll still get a chance to 3:15 on SEC Network Saturday. I'll get a chance to you get to see the ability and the capabilities that he possesses. I really like him as a ball player.
This is a good test for the Texas O-line, because there were pass protection issues versus San Jose State a couple of times. And as Fozzy mentioned, they're really aggressive. Those 10 sacks they have, guys, I believe at least 8 guys on that team have at least a half a sack. It's spread out among a lot. It ain't just one dude you got to shut down.
And they win it one-on-one.
They win it exactly across the
Right.
board. I believe they're second in the country in tackles for loss, and I want to say 13 guys have at least 1 tackle for loss. So it's spread across the board. I think it's a really good test for that Texas O-line. They had some communication issues. They're having some protection issues on the right side. The tight ends at times. You brought up the running backs in pass pro. This is a great test for the pass protection for Texas. You're gonna beat UTEP, but if they're leaky in pass pro, this game will expose it a little bit, in my opinion.
Right. That's good. Yeah. I mean, this is the stuff we need to work on. Well, let's flip over to the Texas defense against the UTEP offense. UTEP offense averaging 378 yards a game, 29 points a game, 229.5 passing yards, and 148.5 rushing yards per game. Texas defense allowing 238 yards a game, 10.5 points a game, 157 passing yards a game, and 81 yards rushing a game. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But obviously we mentioned it a little bit. Have we mentioned it, or were we talking about before? Malachi Nelson, former 5-star quarterback, top recruit, who Sark actually, recruited, will be the starter for UTEP, barring something that we haven't heard yet. So what do you guys expect to see out of the defense, or what do you want to see out of the defense this game?
Let me tell you, I know Malachi personally. The boy can play. The boy can play football. He's
the number 1 recruit.
Yeah, I'm saying for other reasons it didn't work out at USC, and then I was super surprised that he didn't win the job in Boise. I personally think it was still just like trying to get out of it. Didn't work out at USC. But he seems to be fitting right in here at UTEP. The boy can play football. Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see that. I think like right now, today, this is the best quarterback we would have played. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
What? Football saying?
Today. Today. I think that the kid at Ohio State is going to go on potentially to be.
He threw for 300 yards and 4 touchdowns in the first half last week.
Columbus, Nick is waiting for your comments.
I had enough fights with those people.
He's doing. Jay Hill knows what he's doing.
We didn't throw enough salt on UTEP. He got to make sure UTEP get him back.
This is crazy. This is crazy. Listen what I'm telling you. The kid can play football. He can spin the football. He's smart. He's athletic. And he's a big.
So he'll have better numbers versus Texas than Julian Saying. Because Julian Saying didn't have great numbers. The numbers weren't awesome.
That's not saying much.
Saying much.
But
yeah, Malachi's 36 to 60, 60% completion percentage, 456 yards, 5 touchdowns, 1 interception, and 3 sacks.
Now, what's going to be interesting to see is if this offensive line can hold up. It's going to be really interesting to see. But I tell you what, I don't think Texas defense can sleep on this kid. Now, this is Bob. He will never see. He hasn't seen anything like Texas defense yet and will never see anything like Texas defense after. That's the truth across the board. Like, it's going to be very small windows on the back end. It's going to be angry men running very fast at you on the front end. Like, it's you know what I mean? It's going to be a long day. But that said, this kid may have an opportunity to make his plays too.
They got a receiver.
Yeah,
Kenny Odom.
Yeah, Kenny Odom.
I like him. I called their game last year too. Kenny Odom. They played against Tennessee. This was second to last game for Tennessee.
Good player.
Before they went on to play CFP. And just to point this out, this UTEP defense last year, they held Tennessee to 10 points in the first half. So it's not like they haven't been in a situation similar. And this is Scott Walden's second year. So, like, he hadn't been there for long, came from Austin Peay, which gave Georgia fits just this past Saturday.
Yeah.
Very young, too. Young. Like, Jay Hills could be his daddy young.
Whoa.
Ooh.
Shots.
I get a slug. Gotta throw that in there. Gotta throw that in there.
Right,
Yeah, Kenny.
But
He's the Maury Povich segment of this show.
A very, very young-minded, spirited, loves football.
Yeah, he does.
And super aggressive, and it fits the personality that he has.
Okay.
His main guy, Kenny Odom, came from Austin Peay, which is where he came from.
Tell him how he is. Tell him how he is on the sideline. Tell him how he is.
He's animated.
This dude is.
He is animated. Like, and down. And
up and down the sideline. He watching.
Yes, he does not stand still.
No, man.
Ever.
This dude is y'all.
And it's awesome because he's that passionate.
For whatever reason, if y'all not watching UTEP football throughout the season, you missing some joy. This is a guy that loves football.
It is true.
This is a guy that loves football. So, yeah, it'd be interesting to see. Now, anyways, we'll get some score predictions later. But I'm saying the point is that, like, it's going to be a lot of energy coming into that game for this coach, for these players. And he's going to have his guys excited for the opportunity.
Can I just say this about the Kenny Odom thing, though? Because it's Fozzy's talking about him being a good player. San Jose State had a good receiver, Scudero.
Yeah.
And they hunted matchups with this dude.
Yeah.
They went after the freshman Grayson Livingston. They went after Gilbo.
Mm-hmm.
They went after certain guys.
You run
They did.
100% correct.
I think you're going to get that potentially all year because anytime you got a true freshman on the field, you should test it.
Yeah.
Right? But I think if they're going to try to get Kenny Odom matched up on those guys again, I think they're going to try to see if Texas has some leaks in coverage in the secondary. Which
and
they got
Odom will make that play.
Yeah, and they got behind Texas a couple of times, and they missed him on some double moves.
Mm-hmm.
Now, give the insight, since you are the DB and you have that expert analysis, about what makes it so difficult for a guy, whether it's a freshman or a senior, play that nickel position on an island one-on-one.
The two-way go is number one. The receiver, you don't have the sideline as an extra defender. So, that guy he can go inside, he can go outside. So you got to play with great leverage as a defensive back. Grayson Littleton did that, by the way, in that Ohio State game. So we know the guy's a player.
Right.
That's no question at all about that. But in this game, they got him on some double moves. And they got behind him a couple of times. I think when his eye discipline got a little lapse, I think. And I think also he underestimated speed, Scudero. Little dude. They think like
future Texas
I ain't got
Listen.
I ain't got to turn. Man, you got to make this
Listen,
top.
man.
So I think Grayson Little will be fine, but I do think he's gonna get tested all year long. Ohio State, when they saw him, what they do? That's where he balled out, and they decided, let's go somewhere else. And in this game, they decided, you know what, man, Texas ain't got many weaknesses. True freshman's got to be one of them.
Right, like I said on the pregame show, man, he remind me of another Danny. Amendola.
Honestly, dude.
The way they bring him in motion, the way they want to they want to put him in position to get a free run into the route.
He's so
you know what I mean? And if
we
we can do that, if we can if we can protect him from getting jammed,
free release.
Tough.
Bunch.
Yeah.
Going back to the bunch in the stacks.
Yeah.
He's gone.
Puts all the pressure on that nickel. Or star defense.
Yeah, that's so true, man. I love this football talk and all this wisdom thrown around. Again, defensively, we're on. They do pose some problems here and there, especially if they're going to try to pick on a freshman or try to pick on Gilbo. That's smart. I would do that too, but those guys put on their pants the same way. So I think Gilbo is up for the task. The young guy was it Grayson? Man, I've been impressed with him the last couple of weeks. Still got to watch his eyes a little bit. That's how you can get young players when you do double moves and stuff like that.
That's why he did.
But this defense's coaching staff is really, really loaded. When you talk about Coach Aquino, when you talk about Johnny Nancy under Coach PK. When you talk about these linebackers, I gotta be biased right now. Before I talk about the big dog, and I want to talk about Ty Anthony Smith. Man, you talk about the depth we got at linebacker. A guy that does not start. He does not start. There's a couple people in front of you, in front of him or whatnot. But when he gets in the game, he makes impact plays every single time. And he is weirdly freakish strong, but he's really athletic and smaller built type of guy. Jelani McDonald looks bigger
in the field.
His number doesn't do my favor either.
Right.
26. Always he's a DB out there.
Right. So every time he comes to the game, I mean, he's making play, man. I mean, stripping that ball out. It's one thing to be able to make a tackle. It's already hard to make tackles. And when you go in intention saying, hey, I'm going to hit you and I'm going to strip the ball out, you're just doing extra, man. That's good stuff. We got a lot of guys that can do that. Leonga Lafau, killer. I mean, he takes a back seat to nobody.
Yeah.
When he's in the game, you talk about run support, just being a smart player, great feet, technique, just a technician, smart player. I love when he's out there. When you got Anthony Hill, and I said this a couple of weeks ago, guys, when you got a big dog in Anthony Hill, I'll talk about him in a minute, but when you line up Lafau next to Anthony Hill, his game goes up. Plays better. Hey, because he knows Ant's going to get there and he's going to punish somebody. I need to get there first. So you have this little competition wise. And same thing when Ty Anthony comes in. Anthony Hill's going to be there. So having a big dog, having an All-American in the middle, when you line up other players next to him, everybody gains. Goes out the roof. So this is just a testament to Anthony's leadership and his presence on the football field. It's to have him and Leonga and Ty Anthony in there, and then Trey Moore's switching in and out. We got a good group, man. Just all around.
These last 2 weeks, if I just had to pick a guy, I'm probably picking him. This has been incredible. Every time I'm just like, golly, cut the tape on.
Cut the tape.
This kid, every play.
I agree.
I do like the DJ went back to that when you have a stud linebacker, everybody, he's like Reed.
He gonna
listen.
He gonna attack that narrative. He gonna push that narrative.
Time you wasn't the tackling leader on the season.
It's like, just so you guys know,
that is it's so true though. But Reed Boyd did beat me one year. But listen, Reed Boyd, Robert Killebrew, Aaron Harris, Garnett Smith. Y'all don't even know these names, but I'm just saying, like, or some of them, but these guys play better when they're next to a big dog in the middle, and that's how it is. That's why you got. That's why
the big dog in the middle.
Big dog.
I mean, forget that.
We all know.
But look, DJ,
Ain't no showdown.
to that point though, was dope about that is everybody else stepping up their game, which to this point we've been doing at that position specifically, especially these last 2 weeks, and you still got Ant shining. Like he's still finding a way to shine.
Too forceful.
Like he came in there. Listen, He punched that man so hard.
Man,
One hit a quarter.
man, who is he?
I'm talking about.
Oh my goodness.
Listen,
I don't think he hit the ball. Boom.
No, that was
I'm
straight on.
I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised if that man gets served some papers in the mail. That's called assault, sir. You can't do that. You can't run around punching people.
We got local grand jury though. It'll be all right.
Hit this man so hard.
Yeah.
This man said, "This is the football. This is what you want. I'm sorry.
Here.
Here it is. If this will make you stop doing that to me, then you can have it." Think about that. Like when I think about a forced fumble like that, it's different kinds. I caught him slipping, bad ball security. It's you know what I mean. He didn't see me. And it's other times where it's like no mas. Here, no mas. Like
The infamous.
that's how I went back and watched that play like 8 times. I was like, God dang.
Get out of here with the people online trying to act like he did that on purpose. Like he
Oh,
pushed him in the head.
stop.
on
He's
purpose.
punching
Get
at the
out of
ball.
here.
He's
Get out.
punching at the ball.
Let me be in my analyst role one time. It is not targeting. I know Coach Dan Casey tried to say it's his target. It is not targeting. But he could have been flagged for unnecessary rough or
Okay.
you know,
Interesting.
unsportsmanlike.
Like
You can
yeah.
get
People act
you
like
can get a
that
call
was
like that,
targeted.
but it's
Get out
not
of here.
intentional.
Because they call him for assault.
Assault. They're gonna have to call 911 for
They
that.
literally call assault and they walk him out the stadium.
So you can't make that one of your moves. You can't just go up and punch the ear hole.
Yeah,
that ain't
that is
thing
not-
to do.
That ain't a
I don't
move.
think that would be why.
Okay.
They probably make a rule.
The thing is though, he was punching down.
He was.
Yeah.
We know what it was.
Yeah. The dude, like
He's
listen,
already
at the end of the
he already
day,
has that leverage.
At the end of the day, Tom Brady said this. Tom Brady was doing an interview. It's one of my favorite athletes of all time. Tom Brady was doing an interview, and he was talking about the regression at the quarterback position. He said the rules shouldn't be put in place to have to protect quarterbacks from not keeping their players safe. That was his whole rant that he was going on. He's like, because targeting and everything else these days. He's like, quarterbacks are throwing their players into danger, just knowing that the defensive person can't do nothing. You know what I mean? So I'm using that to say this. It's not Anthony Hill's job to make sure you don't duck. I'm punching at the ball. Like this is football, man. It's my job to get the football. If you see me coming and you want to curl up and you get punched, that's on you.
Yeah, that's on you.
It's football. It's not my job to keep you safe out here. That's not how that works. So let them boys play, man.
I'm gonna call this real quick. I think Anthony Hill will. By the way, I've talked to him, and his goals are set high. Like he's the type of guy where if he tells you his goals, you're like, oh, you about to kill it this year. And then once you see him go, you're like, oh, you actually can be there. You actually can do it. I had a record here, 9 forced fumbles in 1 year from the inside backer position.
Yeah.
Anthony Hill will be close to breaking that just because that's what he does. Like I had 11 my whole year, 4 years here, 9 in one season. So he's going to
You're 12.
Yeah, that's like 11 and 12. Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
but he's gonna be knocking at the door of that. I just know it is, man.
Well,
That's the way
he's
he.
getting famous for it.
DJ, I remember 2 things specifically from that year. I remember I was still in A-Leaf watching. No. I remember still being in A-Leaf watching those games. And look, if we caught the Texas game late, my cousin Ricky, I'd be like, DJ, got one yet? Like literally, we were waiting on DJ to force a fumble, and then I specifically remember, I think Fozzy had 2 assist tackles on special teams they did too. He had just got introduced to the scene, man.
It's funny. You was older than us, so you can remember that.
You became my favorite player that year, man. You became my favorite player that year.
Whenever I was a kid, I don't remember college.
You used to fly down.
Because you was a grown man already remembering these games. Let me add one more, though, since we're talking about Anthony Hill. I was truly impressed by the defense stopping the run in the manner that they did against San Jose State. And the reason why I say that is because the expectation was San Jose State's going to throw the ball 3 million times, which they threw the ball a ton. Yeah. That means Texas had to play with 5 defenders in the box. And they kept San Jose State from really breaking any big runs.
In the light box.
And
That's hard to do, dude.
80 yards of rush. I think they had like 81 yards rushing. And whenever you can do that with just 5 players and maybe a 6th as an alley on the backside, extremely impressive. DJ, you can attest to that.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
how hard that is.
That's very hard.
you got 5, 6 people blocking. Like you got 5 linemen already.
Yeah, that
You
tells
already got a numbers game on the defense.
And the run is not what we're preparing for.
And you
The run is usually a compliment, surprise, gotcha. You know what I mean? So it's like you got a light box, and you trying to have discipline in your pass and find where the routes are going to be, and it's like, oh, here comes the run.
Yeah,
Like,
and we was not loaded up on the run
No,
either. 'Cause
never.
it was like a
We
3-shell look or whatever. It was
they
one of those ones where you're like,
the
oh,
run.
we got to run the ball.
They
If
ran
it's
lots
just,
we never outnumbered the run. Like never, like 95% of the snaps, we never had numbers
Wow.
in the run game, and still were able to keep that under control. I say that also to give them their flowers, but then this is a similar type of outfit that you're going to see from UTEP.
Yeah.
They got 3 running backs they like to utilize. Cam Thomas came over with Kenny Odom and Scotty Walden. I don't know his health. He didn't play a ton last game, so I don't know if he's going to play. He's their go-to guy, their workhorse that they want to get featured early and get him going. Emory is another guy that they like to feature. It has 2 touchdowns. And then Wilson came in last week and had a 94-yard run. Dude took the ball on his first snap.
I do remember
And just
that.
boom,
Got
took
going.
off.
Got going.
And just went. And
Got
so
going. Got some wheels too.
yeah, that's kind of the MO of what UTEP wants to do. They're not a running team by any form of the imagination, but I say that to say Texas, continue doing what you're doing, because in the run game, they've been extremely effective in these first 2 weeks. They're going to need that in order to keep UTEP in a kind of one-dimensional situation.
The thing is though, like the part that's gonna be tough for Malachi and for this offense is that I watched enough UTEP. Texas is gonna play a decent amount of this game in UTEP's backfield.
Mm-hmm.
Like they will be in his face a lot. You know what I mean? This offensive line needs some help. You know what I mean? As to where what's the phrase you have for the offense of scheme last week? The running blaze,
The spread and
spread and shred. Like this is a little bit different. It's a little bit more traditional of a spread concept, and you need that offensive line to hold up. And I just don't think they got the guys. Like that's the tough part, you know.
Well, before we move on, you guys mentioned Kenny Odom, 14 catches, 221 yards, averaging 15.8 a catch, long 74 and 2 touchdowns. He's physical too.
Ooh.
He makes some good plays. Let's flip it over to Higgs though. What you got any fun facts for us about the University of Texas El Paso?
which was not always called the University of Texas El Paso. Texas Western, which had the Final Four win in 1966. It was notable because their coach, Don Haskins, he started 5 black players against all-white Kentucky team and took them down. So
They won?
They won.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
And their entire team is in the Basketball Hall of Fame. So Springfield, Springfield, Mass is where the NBA Hall of Fame is, but it feels like UTEP is like Springfield West because Nate Archibald, Hall of Famer, UTEP guy.
Wow.
Tim Hardaway,
UTEP that baby.
Nolan Richardson, coach of the Arkansas Razorbacks.
Yeah.
So, 20 minutes of hell, Nolan Richardson. So those are our notable alumni. And the last one, actually, DJ, you may have crossed paths with him, Ed Hockley, the referee.
Yeah. I didn't know that.
Look at that, Higgs. Good work. Well, let's flip over to the special teams and then our game predictions. Don't do it. Don't do it. Anyway,
He didn't say it.
I'm not editing.
Say it.
I'm
all
just saying, why is
So-
it taboo?
Carlos Areola is the punter for the kicker. Oh man, that was full of time. Anyway, is the kicker. Good Lord.
You're making an edit today.
I'm leaving it.
What are the
Anyway.
odds of that?
Yeah, Carlos Areola is the kicker. He's 5 of 6 on extra points, 1 of 2 on field goals. Mason Shipley, we finally got to see Mason Shipley last game. He had a nice 47-yard kick, and he's 6 of 6 on extra points so far. Their punter, Noah Botsford, 13 punts, 48.5 yards, long as 66. He's had a long as 66, and he had a 64-yarder, so he can boom it a little. And our guy, Jack Bomeister, he came down to earth a little last game, but he's still doing his thing. And 10 punts, 44.7-yard average, long of 52, and he's put 4 inside the 20. All right, let's get to the game predictions. DJ, I'm going to go to you first. And I've already sent mine in, so I cannot be accused of cheating this week.
Here we go.
But DJ, you go for it.
I think we do a little better this week offensively. I'll say 45-3.
All right.
Texas.
Yeah. I wonder if Trey Wisener's gonna play.
I like that DJ just said Texas.
Had to
Make
Texas.
sure, huh?
Had to make sure.
I think that affects the offense a little bit. No, and the running game, of course. And I hope they have the pass protection buttoned up because UTEP can make some plays rushing the passer a little bit. So I'll go 42-3 Texas. Oh, damn it. Yeah, DJ's got me saying Texas.
That's good.
Like it was ever any doubt.
I sent in 55-10 already. Texas as well.
Yo, see, he was close to mine. I can't say it since I'm contracted.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh yeah.
To call the game, so we'll bypass myself.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and let me tell you something about Vegas.
Okay.
Vegas is somehow they got the best calculator on. All right, they got the best calculator known to man. On.
That calculator loses something.
That calculator will lose depending on what side of that calculator you on.
That's
Either way, they always really close. You know what I mean? So that being said, my best advice to everybody is buy down to 41.5 till it's worth it. Buy it down to 41, buy the hook, and take Texas 48-6.
Didn't you say that last week?
And if we don't put the ball on the ground,
And the penalties.
then if
So you're reimbursing everybody that took your advice?
reimburse, I'm just giving you more advice.
They should have easily covered
That's
that.
all I got.
They should have covered last week. That was
Listen, we
tragic.
cover right.
Yeah, when you up 28-0 at one point in the first half.
Also, how has
that's
Fozzy
why-
not made a over the hills joke?
There you go.
Uh,
It's been sitting right there.
The hills. It's a pretty good too. Come on.
This is that moment when I look into the.
You're welcome.
I
You can have
feel
it.
like on the
Nick
Office,
with no kids
look
if we did that
into the
joke.
camera.
Right.
I want to look right into the camera like the Office and be like, "Did y'all hear that?"
Don't hate on my cleverness. All right, Higgs, what do you got?
Before I give the picks, I'll give you Oaks. Oaks had 44-3. That was Alex.
44-3?
Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
And before I give mine, have you guys seen the movie Casino with Robert De Niro?
Oh, yeah.
Can we get like a betting segment with Jeremy, just a whole new set? Just like you walking out with like one of those big yellow suits on, terrible, and just doing like the USC line.
He would do it too. He would do it.
The game is going 48-6. By the hook.
I love it. I went 45-7, Texas.
Oh, so you're saying we don't cover?
But we might go over, which we usually don't.
So we take the over.
Take the over.
Over the hills.
Sure.
See?
Oh.
Let it go.
I'm gonna make this one stick.
This-
All right. Well, we will be here after the game for another post-game show. You can also listen to it on 1300 The Zone. What's that, Higgs?
Texcalibur picks. How many
Oh, yeah,
turnovers?
good call. Oh, before we get out of here, yeah, we got to get our turn. How many turnovers?
What was the results from last week?
I didn't pull them today, so that's Higgs.
Jeremy Hills.
At
4.
Hills won.
Jeremy Hills won with 4.
Of course, that's why he asked.
I was just curious. I was just curious.
All right, DJ, how many turnovers we get?
I'd say we get 5 this week. I'd say we get 5. Yeah.
Fumbles, picks,
Yeah.
just
3 fourths, and then a couple picks.
How many for Hill? How many for Hill?
Anthony Hill getting one of them, I guess.
1 forced fumble?
Now you got to get.
Yeah, 1 forced fumble.
Coming for the king? Coming for the king?
PJ.
What's your Texcalibur pick?
I'm gonna go with. I'll go 3. I'll go 3. 3's a safe bet. I'll go 3. Probably 1 because Malachi doesn't turn the football over that often. He's only got 1 interception.
Yeah, 1
He's
pick.
got 1, I think 1 fumble on the season, so he didn't turn it over a lot. I'll
They've
go
only played
3.
one opponent.
I'm gonna go. I hope you guys are right, and I'm not. I'm gonna go 2. Oh yeah, you guys. We just skip you.
I honestly want to say 3, but I refuse. So Rod, you got 3. I'm gonna give you 3. Because I agree with Rod's take. Like Malachi kind of protects the ball. He don't really turn the ball over that much. Yeah, that just means they got to come from somebody else. Give me 4 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Higgs.
I'm going to go 4 as well.
Higgs.
Okay.
All right.
Got a big number.
What the heck?
That's all right. There's not that many.
What, am I going to go 10?
It's supposed to be like 7. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, somebody's gonna get a duplicate there.
Nobody. Come on.
We'll split the sword.
Yeah, there we
No,
go.
he's gonna go 3.5. He's a betting man.
By the
Yeah, y'all
by the
tune
hook.
Tune into the pregame, the postgame. We'll be all over the place. Don't forget, like and subscribe. Don't forget, also drop your score predictions in here. Let's see who gets it right, and we will be back after the game. Hook 'em.